Welcome back to another episode of the A&T podcast. I'm Aden,
I'm Zach.
and we are down a soldier today. Tavius got caught up. He's busy, so maybe next week we will have him back. Maybe next week we'll have somebody else missing. Who knows? We'll have to kind of just see. Um, but phenomenal weekend of sports happened this past weekend. Um, this is Thursday, so we've already had a couple sports go on this week. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, starting with NHL. Zach, how you doing? How your little Blackhawks doing?
I saw they won last night, so that's actually no, they lost last night. Actually, I think
Ooh.
overtime. I saw they went to overtime. So they lost.
Still a
Four to
point.
three in overtime. But they were on a 3-game winning streak before that. So, I mean, they're an exciting younger team. They seem to be doing good. They're 8-5, and 4 right now. Yeah. So they've lost a couple times in the shootout and OT, but they're doing pretty solid right now. Can't complain. Been trying to watch more games, but just haven't been able to. That's all I really got for NHL.
Yeah. On my end, my Mammoths, played Tavius's team. Kind of stunk. Like we stunk. 6-2. Tavius's team is a real deal. But then last night, we were looking for a win. Started off, it was against the Buffalo Sabres, I believe. Let me fact check myself. Yes. Got down early. We were down 2-0. Then we scored. I was like, hey, we might be able to come back. We scored again. And we scored again. And then after that, it was like an avalanche. It was like an avalanche. 5-2 was the win. That ended a 3-game losing streak for us. So hopefully we can get back on top. Even though last time we did have a 2-game losing streak, played the Sabres 1-1, and then we went on a 3-game losing streak. So hopefully we can play the Islanders tomorrow and get back on the winning side. I do believe that we are still sitting third in our conference, Western Conference, fourth. We're fourth. So we're still up in the top-ish, sitting right now in the middle. We're 2 games ahead of the Blackhawks. So they were fun to watch last night. I'm glad that they got back in the winning column. Let's see if we can keep this rolling into next week, or next game, and then keep it rolling. Keep it rolling next week, next month, this year. Just keep it rolling. But hockey is in full force right now. So it's exciting. This is, again, kind of like what Zach said. We're kind of catching as many games as we can. I'm obviously new to hockey. This is my second year really following it. First year actually diving into it and understanding more of it. So, yeah, we'll see what we can. We'll see what my Mammoths can do. They started off hot, got in a little drought, and now they're trying to get back up, getting hot again. So we'll see. But Zach, anything else on the hockey side?
Our main hockey guy is in here, so I ain't got anything else really regarding hockey today.
Yeah, we can kind of just speed past that. He's going to talk and float about his team being the first in their conference. And yeah, they're like that. They handed the Mammoths a big L. So, just wish or act like Tavius is here, rubbing it in our face that his team is at the top of the conference and winning games and smoked my Mammoths. But I'm sure he'll be back next week. But that being said, let's move on to NBA. Zach, what happened to your Bulls? They were last time I think we talked about them. They were like 6-1, 4-game losing streak. They're 6-5.
I mean, obviously, you 4 losses in a row. They haven't been bad games, like, by any means. Like, they haven't been blown out. They haven't like played bad. Like they've been competitive in every game. Like the only game I'd argue that got out of reach pretty quickly was the Bucks. I think they lost it like probably halfway through the fourth quarter. But other than that, I mean, every other game was close. Cleveland was close till the last couple of minutes. We should have beat the Spurs, but Wemby decided just to be a 2K create character and just be insane. Because I mean, we were up 2 scores with a minute left, and we didn't win. It's unfortunate because that was actually a fun game to watch, and I really thought we had it, and we didn't. Last night during Detroit, we were down like 16 to start the fourth, and all of a sudden we went on like a 12-0 run. We're only down 3. I'm like, what? Like, where'd this come from? I mean, we still lost by 11. But I mean, the games have been close. It didn't help that Giddy's been out the last two games with like a ankle injury, which I think he sustained when his ankles got absolutely crossed up against Cleveland.
Which really, that really wasn't a crazy crossover either.
It really
but
was, but the way he fell made it look like it was crazy.
broke his ankle though.
Yeah, I mean, this early in the season, I'm fine with him trying to just get some rest. You're only 10, 11 games in. Just make sure don't there's no reason to keep going on your ankle. Now, if we're talking about this in March or April, that's a little different. But early season, just keep fine. So, I know we don't play again until Sunday. We got a couple of West Coast or Western Conference teams coming up with Utah, Denver, and Portland, all in a matter of 4 days. So that should be interesting to see. I'm hoping to get to a game here soon. I think I'm looking to go against the game with the Pacers in like the first Friday of December. So we'll see.
Is that at home?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say, look on the bright side. I mean, at least you're not a fan of the Brooklyn Nets, the Indiana Pacers, or the Washington Wizards. They are all combined have 3 wins. So, all 3 of them are 1-10. Actually,
Yeah.
2 of them are 1-10. Washington Wizards are 1-11. So, could be worse.
It could be worse. Yeah. We knew going into this week. I mean, we're playing the juggernauts, or I would say juggernauts, but the top teams of the East Conference. Like we played Detroit, Cleveland, Philly, Milwaukee, all in the span of like 2 weeks. I mean, it's a good test. Obviously, I think we'll be fine. Do I think we're going to be making a run for the top 4 seeds? No. I think we could. I think they'll make the playoffs fine. Hopefully, it's not just the play-in, and it's actually like in the first round officially, but. Time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, I definitely think the Bulls can get up to like the 7th spot, maybe even up if lucky, like maybe 5. But like you said, it's early, and you guys came out onto a hot start. I mean, the Wemby shot was nuts. He like waved everybody off and just nailed it. So that was that's a close game. If he misses it, like whatever.
Yeah, it's like what can you do with that?
Also, Wemby this year is on a tear. He went on the off season and went with the Monks, and then went straight after that. Went over and trained with KG. Like this guy's off season was right. It was done right. So yeah, the Spurs right now are definitely an exciting team to watch. But as for a couple other teams, the Lakers, which I do follow, they're sitting middle. They're 5 right now, so not terrible, not great. I think they're kind of just feeling the waters right now. I mean, AR will go on and have a game. Luka is Luka. I mean, he's gonna do whatever he is gonna do. But without LeBron, I think they're doing pretty good. It's interesting to see what the dynamic will be, because I feel like this team's starting to mesh together. LeBron was signed to the G League right now for like 5-on-5 practices and getting him back. So very interesting, very interested to see if he does play a game for the G League. I don't think that he will. I think it's just more a practice thing. But yeah, we'll see whenever he gets back how the team's rocking and rolling. But right now, I mean, they're kind of just cruising. Oklahoma, I think they smoked them. I think it was last night. But Oklahoma's been a very good team. Denver's been a very good team. Spurs have been hot. Um, so yeah, kind of just see early, very early, kind of getting teams getting going and trying to see if they can click or not. But yeah, exciting. We're in the heat of sports right now. I know I keep saying this almost every podcast, but it is nice to have so many sports to watch. So many sports are on. Um, you can watch football, basketball, hockey. Like no matter what, you can turn and there's something on. So it's it's a good time of the year. Um, but anything else on the NBA? I mean, I know we didn't mention, but the Mavericks fired their GM Nico. Some people say, finally, this took way too long. Some people are crying, screaming. Just kidding. I don't know anybody that's sad about it.
I mean, ever since the that
Luka trade.
with Luka, I mean, it's just a big question mark. Like, why would you do
Yeah.
that?
So, I mean, I think everybody kind of saw it coming, but it finally happened. There's like a picture going on that there's a kid in a LA jersey talking to like the owner, and they're like, this kid persuaded him to get rid of Nico, and it's kind of funny, but I don't think that's true. Um, but next week we will have to get Tavius's talk on the Clippers to see how how he feels about the Clippers being at the bottom of the West. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably got some sort of excuses or something, but we'll see. But other than that, anything else, Zach?
Nah, it's time for the college basketball talking now, man. And
Yeah.
I just want to start off just saying Illinois is looking good right now. They just had a good ranked game against Texas Tech. Pretty good game actually. It was a close game based all the way through. I think they were up like almost to 10 to start the half, so they kind of I mean 10's not that big of a lead, but still.
That's a good lead to go into half.
Yeah, but then it ended up being pretty close going down the stretch. But I mean, they pulled out the win. Um, I think I would argue they'll probably be in the top 10 in the next AP poll. I don't know when the AP poll comes out for basketball.
Should
but
be
that's
next
soon.
week.
But yeah, 3-0 to start the season. It was a good test to start. I know they have an interesting non-conference schedule. They play. Oh, let me go find this real quick.
Colgate
Yeah, they got Colgate. They got
tomorrow.
Tennessee, UConn, Alabama. And Alabama,
You're
UConn,
missing
Tennessee
a
are-
lot. You guys got Colgate next. Then you guys play Bama, then Long Island,
Okay, well, I'm
and
talking
then
about the ranked teams, not the known
UT
teams.
Rio.
I don't know what UT are. I don't know what that school is, but just ranked wise, like Alabama, UConn, Tennessee to go before even conference play starts that's going to be some interesting games to see how they fare, especially against UConn because they're always one of the juggernauts of college basketball. But I don't know. We'll see. I would argue Missouri could even give them a challenge because Missouri always seems to play good against Illinois. It doesn't matter when it is or who's ranked or not. They always give them a challenge. But
Missouri's usually a good team.
yeah, and then it's in the conference play. I mean, college basketball, and it's going to get fun. Hopefully, ESPN, U2T can sort out their damn shit so I can watch all these games. Or, I mean, you probably can, but I can't. So it's been annoying. So I haven't been able to watch much SEC games. I know Florida is, 2-1, I think, but I don't really know anything else about SEC, so that's where you take over.
Yeah, no, my Gators. We'll go talk about them for a little bit. Just didn't start off the season how I wanted them to. I'm sure they didn't want to start out the season that way either, but they did lose to a good Arizona team. Got a good tune-up game against North Florida, and then just got done playing Florida State. I want to say Monday or Tuesday. It was Tuesday. That Florida State team's good. That's a sneaky Florida State team. So it'll be interesting to see how they do on the ACC. I wouldn't I wouldn't be shocked if they pull off some good pull upsets. But yeah, I don't know if it's been the same with Illinois, but the couple games that I've watched outside of Florida, the refs have been calling very soft tic tac fouls.
Have they?
I'm it's been crazy. Whenever I was watching the Florida game, they called a foul before Florida State's defender even got to Florida.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're one of their players, and then vice versa. Like it was like awful. Um, so I don't know if this is just like the rust of these refs coming and like getting used to the game and the pace and everything. But it needs to change because this is horrendous. Like Florida State had three guys with four fouls. Florida had two guys with four fouls and like three guys with three fouls. Like it was just incredible. Um, but I mean, other than that, Florida on their end, the guards have not been shooting well. I know Xavion Lee, I think, went 1 for 10 against Florida State, and then Boogie has kind of been waiting and trying to see where his shot is too. So, kind of just waiting to see. They're getting it all together and seeing what clicks and how they click and how they play off of each other. So, um, it's just it's rough right now. I wouldn't be shocked if we lose to Miami on Sunday. Um, Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked. So, talking about like the out of conference games, as you were trying to pump up Illinois and missing out on University of Texas Rio and all them. I'm just messing with you. Florida does play Miami, Duke, UConn, TCU, and then we go into it. I mean, there are some other teams in there like Dartmouth and Colgate. We also played Colgate, Merrimack, and all those. So um, they like to throw in a couple. I think you guys have more SEC teams than we have Big Ten. I think we're more of like on the ACC side. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be basketball is definitely one that where conferences kind of switch who's more dominant. I think last year was definitely more SEC. I think this year is going to be more ACC or even Big Ten. But that being said, there is an SEC Big Ten game going on right now. Purdue is playing Alabama at Alabama. So we will see how that game ends up. I do believe that Bama is up currently.
Yeah, they're only in the. No, Purdue's up 10-8.
Purdue's up 10-8. So whenever I first looked, Bama was up. But just started, 15 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half. So we'll kind of see 2 versus 8. The fact that this is on ESPN2 blows my mind. They have the, I think, Maction game going on ESPN. So
Action, yeah.
But other than that, this season should be interesting, and we'll kind of cover it as it goes on. Both of our teams look like they are going to be promising. I know Illinois has been off to a strong start. A good win over Texas Tech at home. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me. It was that it was at home. You guys have not left the State Farm Center yet this season, and I think you guys will play Bama. Looks like you guys will play Bama somewhere, not at home. So that'll be your first road test. So
I think they're all neutral site.
You have Bama neutral site, you have UConn neutral site, and Tennessee neutral site. So, but other than that, you do not leave the State Farm Center until December 9th. You guys go to Ohio State. So you guys don't have a true, like, away game until December, which is crazy. But the neutral sites you can, depending on where they're playing, can be that way. But I didn't notice that you guys don't leave until then. But let's go ahead, and since we're on the topic, we will go ahead and cover Tavius's LSU Tigers. Looks like they are 2-0 and playing FIU tonight. They've played two nobody teams. I haven't watched any of it. Doesn't look like they play anybody crazy good until December 3rd, which is Boston College. Then they play Texas Tech. So um, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. One, how they are, and two, if Tavius has seen anything on them. But looks like they have some cupcake teams, and as long as they take care of business, they'll be all right before playing Boston College and Texas Tech. But um, other than that, that's college basketball. Zach, got anything else? I know you're excited for your Fighting Illini this year.
Yeah, that's all I got right now. It's early, but good game so far, and it's only going to get better from here.
All right, cool. Well, right now, that's the only thing that's positive for me as a Gator fan. So let's keep stacking wins, and let's hope my depression on the football side with basketball. So
Are you switching to college? Want to just go to college football since you're talking about the Gators?
no. We'll save that because that tends to run a little longer. We'll go ahead and go to the NFL. All right, we are. Let's go ahead and show you what happened last week. So, week 10, we had I believe, tiebreaker. Yes, tiebreaker between me and Tavius. Both had 8 games that are wins. Zach was just one short. But we'll go ahead and start off. We picked the Bears, all 3 of us. What a game that was, Zach. What a game that
Kind
was.
of interesting. Um, you know, it's I don't really know what else to say on that. Like, the defense needs to pick it up, to say the least, especially coming into these next couple of games that are must wins. Which I can go on to that later. But that fumble recovery that fumble recovery or the forced fumble on Jackson Dart was huge. That was the turning point. And then those last 2 drives, obviously the touchdowns to win the game. It was huge. I don't think it should have been that close. Like I said, I was kind of worried about the Giants and Jackson Dart because he was looking pretty solid, or just our defense wasn't looking the best. Our secondary is destroyed injury-wise, but our offense kind of booty the first half. A lot of dropped passes. A dropped touchdown pass, multiple dropped. It seemed like first down passes, so that affected Caleb's passer rating and completion percentage, which I don't really care about personally, but still stats wise, he didn't play as bad as what the stats say because there's at least 4 or 5 drop passes. So regardless, win's a win, move on, and we can talk about that stuff when we talk about that for upcoming week. But Ravens Vikings, looks like we all got the Ravens and we all picked correctly. I don't really think that's a shocker there, honestly. I think they're back. The Ravens are back. They're looking better.
Dang, you don't want to hear what I got to say about the Bears?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Dang, you just speed zoned.
my bad.
This is like the 2-minute drill with Boomer. So I mean, I was on my way back from Kentucky, and we were watching the game. I was listening to the game. Just want to clarify, I do not watch TV while I drive. But yeah, we were listening to the game. I was listening to the game, and it was pretty crazy. Definitely thought, I was like, man, the fumble. I was like, I don't know if the Bears can pull it out, and then just they did. I'm hearing a lot of cardiac Caleb coming around. But I mean, hey, the Bears are finding ways to win. This is something that Chicago has not been able to do in the past. So I want this back-to-back games of finding ways to pull it out. They got a tall task this week, which we'll get into here shortly. But yeah, very exciting game. It is fun for the Chicago fans to be Bears fans now. So Sadly, I'm not jumping on that train yet. They still got to prove it to me. You pull 2 lucky wins out, still got to prove it. I am a huge fan of Ben Johnson. Have said that whenever they started the season, um, but I do think they can get there. I need to see more, and I have to. They have a lot of stuff to prove to me before I'm fully back on it. But um, and if Chicago isn't going to welcome me back, that's fine. I can go find a team and get behind. But they've hurt me throughout the years, even whenever I was little. And guys, let's be honest. I can only handle so much. I'm a Gators fan. I'm a Gators fan. And that takes a toll on me. Okay? I can't be doing a Gators fan and a Bears fan. I mean, that's just way too much pressure. All right, so that's uh, that's my 2 cents. So they got to prove it to me before I know that I'm in a good state. Um, but yeah, we can kind of move on from that. Ravens, Vikings, all picked the Ravens. Got that right. Patriots, Bucks. Me and Tavius picked the Bucks. Zach picked the Patriots. One out of the two of us. So good pick on that. I mean, the Patriots are on a roll right now. They're going to play the Jets tonight. A lot of people are talking about a blowout tonight.
Watch the Jets win.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Honestly, it's low-key a trap game. Like, I think that a lot of people might overlook this game, but do I think it's going to be a blowout? Yeah, but I definitely do see a possibility where the Jets can make it a game or even win.
Yeah. The only part that like is telling me that like everybody is right is that Gronk is there for like his last day to like sign as a Patriot to retire, and like I didn't know they did like the lantern thing. No clue they did that until found out that today. But yeah, that's the only way I can see the Patriots just dominating. Um, Then the Saints and the Panthers. What a shame. Tavius could gloat on here. They looked good on Sunday. But he's not on. Maybe we'll talk about him next week. So we'll kind of just.
This season of the NFL has been just so interesting.
It's been wild.
I really love this, honestly, because it's every game that you think is predictable. It's just not. Like, that's why you can't overlook tonight, because you literally had the Saints just punish the Panthers. Like what? Like none of us saw that coming. I mean, maybe Tavius is a Saints fan, but realistically, no one was picking the Panthers or the Saints to win that game.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
I will say that this game this past week was probably the best uniform combination. It was like the color rush. I wish they would bring that back. Carolina was in all black, and then the Saints went all white. Like, that was phenomenal. But Saints look good. We'll see who Tavius is taking. Well, actually, I don't know if I picked that game, but we can kind of peek and see who Tavius picked for this upcoming. Oh, Saints are off this week. Never mind. So can't lose on a bye week. Steelers, Chargers. I was the only one that picked the Chargers, and I got that dub. So let's go.
Rodgers got popped.
Yeah, it was not.
I have nothing else to say about that game. I didn't watch it. All I know is that they got that funny ass photo of Rodgers getting popped. And that describes the game for me right there.
These last 2 games were kind of hard to watch. A lot of defense until the very end for the Chargers, but I just felt they were at home. They've been kind of sloppy, and I just figured that if one team was going to be less sloppy than the other, it was going to be the Chargers. So that's why I picked the Chargers. But Eagles, Packers, which I'm pretty sure this is wrong. The Eagles won.
The Eagles did win. I don't know who did that.
The person that is not here, he probably thought that the Packers were going to win. So, with that adjustment, drum roll please. I gotta get back. Where is it? Where is it?
Right in front of
There it is. Haha, very funny. Is it not going?
you. Ooh, what the? Oh, the. Are you talking about the picks for next week?
It's no, it's not going.
Nah,
My
you
drum
probably.
roll sound effect. Dang, that
Oh,
sucks.
oh, you're doing the sound
Anyways,
effect. I thought you were trying to switch to. Never mind.
no, your boy won. I've been in a drought the past, I want to say, handful of weeks. It's been a while. I've been tied, but I don't think I've pulled out a win. So, you know, I don't bet, but if I did, I might make some money. So if any of you guys are watching and you guys want some tips, go ahead and let me know. You can just leave it in the comments and I'll let you know. But that's awesome. I thought I was tied again. I was kind of bummed. I was like, I didn't want to be last like you were, but that actually pumped you up. Tavius is last, and now I'm in first. So, hey, let's go. Not bad.
Dude,
All right.
that game was atrocious. No,
It was.
I didn't watch much of it, but I saw that it was 0-0 going into halftime. Like, what is this game right now? Like,
Yeah.
I honestly was expecting kind of a more of like at least like 10 to like in the teens or 20s at that point for both teams. But no, oh my gosh, that game was.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy with the result. Jordan Love looks lost without Tucker Kraft. He doesn't know who to throw to anymore. I don't know what was going on with the Eagles. I don't know why they weren't scoring, but I don't know. Obviously happy they lost because that's good for the Bears standings wise. But Eagles wise, they're beating all of our division opponents. So they play, which we'll talk about. They play the Lions this weekend, so that should be, regardless, that should be a good game. Because I think that's a NFC Championship rematch, right? From last year, I think so.
Yes.
2025 NFC Championship.
I think so too.
No, the Commanders got to the championship game last year.
That's right. That's right.
I was thinking of 24 when the Lions played the 49ers. I was wrong. They haven't played each other in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
my apologies.
But yeah, no, that game was a snooze fest. If you love defense, it was awesome for you. If you like points, you didn't. You hated that game. I was watching it and I was like, up 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Nice. All right, this is awesome. And then I actually didn't end up watching the rest of it, but I did see a couple of the scores, and then after that, I was like, this is as boring as it's going to be. I'm going to go ahead and catch some Z's because I got to work in the morning. But I did rewatch, or I watched the controversy at the end with the field goal. Should they have gotten it? No. Did anybody stop him? No. Boo-hoo, it happened. Whatever, he missed a kick the next time anyway. So, it is what it is. I mean, it's football. Every time that you see somebody ice them, the snapper always snaps it to see because it's a free kick. The ref is supposed to run in there and deflect it or stop them, but he can only run so fast to stop. Didn't really change anything, and the Eagles came out on top. So I think for the Eagles, their offense has been very, very slow, and that's a problem because you can't keep running like this or keep doing this and think you're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But
I kind of agree because they're almost relying to get to within the 10, and they're just gonna do the push over and over again, which they are. I normally don't complain about the push because I think if it works, it works. Like someone just got to learn how to stop it. But if they're going to keep clearly false starting, that's got to be addressed because you can see all of these angles and stuff like that. Like they're false starting almost every time they do a push. Like the center and the guards are just moving before the ball's even snapped. Like that's got to be addressed at some point. But I mean, other than that, I mean, there's got to be a team that learns how to stop it. It's just got to happen. I don't think the move should be banned personally. I just think that if they're blatantly false start, you got to call it.
I agree. It has to be called. They have to keep him accountable. Also, breaking news. Breaking news. First time ever breaking news on this show. Shohei Ohtani, anonymous choice as the NL MVP. I believe that is four times now. But that just broke. Breaking news. Live on the air. So if you guys are following us live, you just now found out at the same time as we did. Congrats to Shohei. Congrats.
I think we all saw that one coming.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
He's a generational player. He's going to keep winning the MVPs unless he gets hurt or someone else comes along.
Correct. But back to the NFL. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's getting too obvious for them not to call it now. Like, they ran it a couple times, and I think the guard was like already touching the defense before the ball even moved. So it's like, this is awful, guys. Like, what are we doing? Don't think it should be banned. Just think that they need to call it fair and call it as it happens. And obviously, they're saying, "Oh, well, timing is bad." Blah blah blah. Not really. If the guard is already across the line before the ball's even moving, you can see that. Like, you can call the flag.
A line judge should be able to call it immediately.
Oh, 100%. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get into our picks for this week.
And honestly, I kind of want to start with the Lions and the Eagles since we're talking about the Eagles. I think I'm picking the Lions personally. I think the Lions are. I don't know. Just kind of like you said, like the Eagles have been playing slow. I think the Lions have a more explosive offense. Personally, they got more weapons. I mean, they have the dual running back combo. That's just so hard to stop. You have your good wide receivers. Jared Goff can throw 300 yards any game he wants. So it's just. I think they're the better. I think that they're going to be the better team. And I think Detroit could be the one to maybe stop the tush push. I could be wrong. I know that they have. They've come back after a slower start, so I think that they're going to win this game. And I do think that they might be a team that could stop the tush push. We'll see, but. Yeah, I'm going with as much as I need the Lions to lose for standings wise for the Bears. I think the Lions can win this game.
I'm going to also not go with you. I'm going to go with the Eagles. If this was at Detroit, I would pick the Lions, but since it's in Philly, I think the Philly's going to pull it out somehow. I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't know. I don't know if you saw what A.J. Brown said, but I do agree with him. The way that they're playing right now is not the way that they need to if they're going to win consistently and in the playoffs. I think the offensive coordinator needs to look at play calling and scenarios. Not saying that they need to fire him or anything. I'm not calling for anybody's job. I just want to say, evaluate what's going on. And I'm not trying to just be on AJ's side because he needs to be more involved. I just think if you become one-dimensional on the run and your run gets stopped and you only go to one receiver, you're predictable. I think the Eagles are a good team. I really do. I think they can figure it out and be even better, but right now they're kind of just going through a slump, and I know that I say all of that and you're probably saying, well, if they're all this and they got all these problems, why are you picking them? I just think that they're going to pull it out. I really do. The Lions have to travel. I can see the Lions pulling this out, but there's something in me that's telling me pick the Eagles, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Eagles.
Sunday night football too, so
yeah, prime time.
Commanders and Dolphins.
Do you want to work your way up, or do go shoot back up to the top?
We can, let's work our way up to this week. Chiefs Broncos. personally am going with the Chiefs. I think they're. I guess the same thing with like the Ravens. I think they're back. I think they're solid, especially after getting um what's his face back, Rice. So he's a huge help in the offense. And obviously, he's already Mahomes is like one of his favorite targets in the last couple of weeks. So I mean, the Broncos are their record is good. I just don't think that they're a better football team than Kansas City. Um, Now, could they shock us all? Sure. I just think Kansas City's going. Even in Denver, I think Kansas City will walk in there and beat them.
Yeah, I think you're crazy. Um, I'm just kidding. I'm not going against the Chiefs. Who do you think I am? No, I mean, like you said, I think the Chiefs are back. They're rolling. Patrick Mahomes. They're also coming off of a bye, so I've said it once and I'll say it again and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. I love teams coming off of a bye, especially in the NFL. They have an extra week, one to get healthy and two to prep for the next game. So, and the Broncos have been playing some ugly games. So
Against
you
some
can't.
ugly teams.
Yes, and I agree. But if you're playing like that against some ugly teams, then I don't think you can play like that against the Kansas City Chiefs, even if it's at home. Do I think that it makes it a little closer than what it would be? Absolutely, but I don't see the Chiefs losing this game. We all three could be completely wrong, but that's who we're going with. Seattle versus the Rams.
See, I think this is a toss up, honestly, because as much as I want to pick the Seahawks, um, just looking at who they beat, I can't pick them over the Rams because the Rams have beat. I mean, they single handedly handled the 49ers after they lost to them earlier this year. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Colts. Um, so they beat some good teams. And I mean, Matthew Stafford is what he's 13-0 for touchdown to interception ratio in the last 3 games or something like that. Insane. He's playing MVP level ball right now. I mean, it's hard to go against him right now, especially when the Seahawks are beating the Texans, the Commanders, and the Cardinals, who are just, let's face it, they're not the best teams this year. They're average or below average, and sure, they're on a 4-game win streak, and they're at home, or no, they're going to LA. So that, I mean, that I think that helps LA too. Granted, I don't really think LA has the best fan base, but still, they're playing in LA. So I'm going with the Rams here.
Yeah. Again, I mean, I agree with you. I think this is going to be a toss-up. Both teams have been playing very well. Some good football, but I'm going to go Rams. I'm going to go home team here. This is Cooper Cup coming back home, playing against them. I think this is going to be a offensive game. I know last week we had the 2 games that were very defensive heavy. I think this is going to be an offensive game. I do think that the Rams come out on top and beat the Seahawks, but I'm expecting a lot of points. If I'm a betting man, I would take the over. I don't know what the line is, though, so maybe not. But I would probably.
Stafford's been playing, yeah,
I would still take the over. But I do think that they get some at-home magic and pull it out. And I don't think that this really harms the Seahawks either. I think they continue just to go. So I don't blame Tavius for picking the Seahawks, but me and Zach are going Rams. All right, Zach. Do you want to go to this one or pass it and then come back?
Yeah, let's stick with it. Just stay with it.
All right.
You know who I'm picking. This is a must-win game for the Bears.
Oh.
This is a must-win game for the Bears for a number of reasons. One, this, especially after the Week 1 embarrassment, after blowing this lead, this is a statement game for the Bears. For that reason. Number two, we need a division win right here. You can't go 0-3 in the division when you haven't played Green Bay yet, and you still have another game against the Lions at all in the last 6-7 weeks. Like, you need a division win here in order to get going in that. Because if you don't, I mean, you're 0-3 in the division, and that could severely hurt you for playoff implications. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I mean, we're in playoff implications now. I mean, we're 6-3, so it's um, and a Bears win here basically would effectively, you know, the Viking season would effectively be over because I don't think they're going to come back in the division wise. I mean, yeah, sure they beat the Lions and the Bears, but I don't think the way they're playing they're going to win any more division games. Hopefully not this weekend, but it's a must-win game for the Bears. This week and next week, especially against the Steelers, these are must-win games before you get to um, more division play and the better NFC teams. So um, I'm confident we can win. I know we're going to Minnesota. That's not a concern for me. I feel like we can win fine. The offense has been looking solid. I just hope the defense doesn't have a collapse like we did week one. I don't think JJ McCarthy or that offense is gonna do much, but we'll see. We just gotta play a complete game. We can't play a comeback every game like we have the last two games. Um, I think we can pull out the win here, and it's a necessary win in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm gonna go Bears as well. I think the first game, this is just something that they're not gonna mess up again. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think the Vikings are kind of looking for some things right now. If it's at quarterback, if it's just with the offense or what. Um, JJ started off kind of. He had the one good quarter against you guys last time y'all played, and then ever since then, like he's been like hit and miss. So um, I'm gonna go Bears. I think you guys are gonna walk into Minnesota and pull it out and move on to the next week. But Tavius has got Minnesota. Um, can't really hear his reasoning. Maybe he just doesn't want to pick the Bears, which could be very true. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on. We got Bucks at the Bills. Zach, who do you got?
I'm going with the Bills this week. I think I don't know. After getting kind of embarrassed by Miami, they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder. I think they'll come out and take care of business. I mean, the Bucks have shown they're a good team. Baker Mayfield can throw to literally anyone and be successful. I think the Bills are going to have a comeback game here and just handle the Bucks with no question. I mean, but as we said, the season's been unpredictable, so you never know. But I think the Bills are going to come back here after a depressing loss last week and take care of business here.
Yeah, and I know you guys are going to say, Aiden, why are you picking the Bills? Didn't you just say you love a team that's coming off of a bye? Don't you love that, especially for NFL teams? Yeah, I know what I said. I know what I said. That doesn't mean I'm always going to follow it. Alright, I do think this is going to be a very close game. Don't get me wrong, I do. But Zach made a good point. And I already thought that before he said that. The Bills went down to Miami and they lost. They got a little hurt. They're going back home and they're going to play a strong Bucks team. They know that they're going to have to bring their A game. I think they're ready for it. At home, get Bills Mafia behind them. It's I like the Bills in this. Now, I could be completely wrong, and what I said earlier could be completely right. Team coming off of a bye. The Bucks have been very strong at away, going to away games, coming and winning in the last second drives. I think it is going to be a close game. I don't think they have enough luck to win it on a last second drive. Now they could. Baker Mayfield could make me eat my words, which I hope he does, because that'd be an entertaining game. But I think the Bills are going to pull it out. Last but not least, Tavius, got anything? My bad. Last but not least, the Commanders and the Dolphins. Tavius is going Dolphins at home. Zach, do you agree?
I agree. I think the Commanders' season's done. They have too many injuries. They're just they're not looking good. Dolphins, I will definitely have some momentum, especially after beating the Bills. Um, do I think they're a fantastic team? No, but I do think they're going to take this game, and they should. I mean, they're at home. They got the momentum. Washington's injured, hurt up pretty bad. I think the Dolphins should handle this.
Yeah,
Who's
I
up?
mean, as much as I want to pick the Commanders, I don't really. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins. I think the
I
Dolphins
don't really.
playing the Dolphins playing at home are a different team right now playing at home. I mean, I know that they play the Bills and like they squeaked that out. I think honestly, I think the Bills just walked in there thinking that they were going to win that game just because of how down bad the Dolphins were. But the Dolphins got a little life to them right now, and I think they're going to carry that over. As much as I would love to see Marcus Mariota run for over 100 yards and pass for over 400 yards, I just don't think that that's happening. So yeah, give me the Fins. What I guess it's fins up, right? So yeah, I think the Dolphins are gonna win that. But all right, guys, these are our picks for the 6 games that I have selected. Um, Go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are. Are we crazy for having 3 games where we all pick the same, or would you do the same? And go ahead and let us know. What 6 games do you want to see next week? Go ahead and leave it in the comments, and we'll see. Um, but these are our picks. Zach, no last second chances or no last second changes.
No, I'm good.
All right. So these were our picks, and we will see who will come out on top. Hopefully, I can go back to back with the dubs. Maybe Zach can get the dub. Are you on a little drought right now?
Uh,
I know I was, and I
win
was.
wise, like overall win wise, I think so.
I know we've had a lot of ties.
We've had a lot of ties. I had a couple weeks where I won multiple. I had a couple weeks where I won big, and I had a couple of streaks, but I think that's over. But should be interesting.
All right. Well,
It's time for your
anything?
favorite sport.
Well, we just gotta make sure nothing else on NFL.
I'm gonna. So
All right. Let's go to college football, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and start. This season sucks. It does. It's probably one of the most entertaining, one of the best college football seasons that we've had ever. But I'm over here crying myself to sleep at night because my Gators suck. We don't have a head coach. We got people that are just not playing. Offensive play calling has been horrendous. Defense last week didn't show up. Should I just go ahead and start? Should I just go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and go. So, guys, if you don't know, if you didn't watch the podcast last week but wanted to watch this one, I went. I went to the game last week. And I was so happy to go. 3-5 team. Played Georgia close. Lost by 4. Sure, some people can say they could have scored at the end, but they didn't. People say that about the LSU game, but we still lost by 10. So, tickets were cheap, as I thought they would be. My family came. We went down. Went with my cousins, my sister. This is a family event, and I'm over here in Kentucky country. My cousin, she had a Kentucky shirt on. Don't know how she got that. And I was giving her some crap. I was like, you need to take that off because I'm a Florida fan. By association, you're a Florida fan. But no, she wore that proudly. And somebody asked her where to go to eat. And of course, she picks KS Bar, downtown Lexington. In my head, I'm like, KS Bar, that's got to be something Kentucky. Downtown Lexington, there's no way that's not Kentucky. She swore it wasn't. We pull into the parking lot, Kentucky fans flooding outside. I'm like, are you trying to get us killed? What are you doing? We walk in to put our name in for a table. They have a pre-game radio show going on in the far left side of the bar. I'm like,
For the
yeah,
football game.
yes. I'm like,
That's pretty cool actually.
we are not making it out of here. Then I start
Unfortunate for you.
scanning. Then I'm scanning. I see quite a bit of Florida fans. Definitely fun. We didn't get heckled at the bar or anything. Bar was phenomenal. Bar food good, drinks good. I would recommend us three going. I'm not gonna do what Tavius did last week and say I'm going without you regardless. I do recommend us going. It is not too far from where I am, um, but yeah, still night was very uplifting. You know, the guys, a little Kentucky students like talking. Oh, this is gonna be a terrible game. Two terrible teams. Blah blah blah. And I'm still sitting here thinking that I got hope, thinking that they're gonna win. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the game. First drive. Well, first off, where we're sitting, there's a bunch of Florida fans by me. I was very shocked by how many Florida fans were actually in the stadium. But so I started talking to some of them. Crazy fact, which I did send to the guys. Two guys that sat next to us were the same two guys that talked to us pregame at LSU. Wild. Out of that whole entire stadium.
They sat next to you?
Right next to me. Two seats right next to me.
That's insane, dude.
Small world. Crazy. Shout out Nathan and Eric. They invited me to the frat house for next weekend. But that's also breaking news. I am going to the Florida-Tennessee game next week, if you guys didn't know. So I will be there.
Really?
Yeah. You already knew. This loser didn't want to go, so blame it on him.
Oh, I'm talking about next weekend. Okay, I thought you were talking about this weekend. My bad.
Oh yeah, no, next weekend. But yeah, then first drive, things are looking positive. DJ throws an interception. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Then Kentucky goes down, kicks a field goal. Then we go down 3-and-out punt, but then we get the ball on like the 15-yard line, touchdown, 7-3. I'm sitting here, hey, we just need a little luck. Now momentum's in our way. Oh, I wish I had sad music because I'd play it right now. I was in for a long night, folks. Long night. We had Kentucky fans in front of us, turning around, mocking us, screaming at us. I had my little cousin behind me. I had to cover his ears a couple times. Little did I know that was the only score that we would have had the rest of the year. Please, not the rest of the year. The rest of the game. Our defense didn't show up at all. They kept the defense at the hotel. It was awful.
I kept the defense at the hotel.
It was, I think, final score was 38-7. It was tough.
Not bad, huh?
It was tough. I was looking for pizza places at the start of the fourth because I was hungry. I'm not one to leave Florida game at all. Like, I will not. I didn't leave the LSU Florida game. I didn't leave last year at the LSU Florida game. I stayed in my seat the whole entire time. This one, my little cousin had to go to the bathroom. I said, you know what? We're not coming back. I'll go. 3 minutes left. Guys, we can start packing up. Ain't no way. Benched DJ at halftime, which was wild to me. But I get it. I do get it. If he benches him the rest of the season, that's going to be wild to me. But yeah, it was tough. I don't even want to watch the game this weekend, but you know what? I'm going to do it. It's not good for my mental health, but I'm going to sit on the couch, probably have a pizza in front of me, and eat my sorrows away. And then who knows what next week looks like. I'm going to be at that game. If DJ throws more than 2 interceptions in that game, I'm leaving. This season has sucked. It has. But hopefully we find the right coach. Hopefully we keep the right guys. And next year we compete for a college football playoff spot.
For your sands,
If not,
I hope so
get
too.
there. I hope we get there. But before we get into the games and stuff, well, actually, I was going to say my 2 pieces on why DJ I think DJ has fallen off this season, but I don't think Zach wants to hear it or other people. So I'll just keep it in, and we'll just keep going. I will talk about this for a while. I guess Tavius is right. I will talk a lot about Florida. But yeah, guys, it sucks.
Well, I mean, it does suck. I understand. It's not fun to watch a team where they're not gonna perform well. They've had issues all season, especially a team that just fired their head coach and now it sucks.
But see, like, that's where I was so hopeful this past weekend because we played Georgia so close.
Strong. Yeah.
And it's going to Kentucky, and Kentucky hasn't been that great. Like, sure, their offense has, like, sparked a little bit before that game. But I was like, our defense has been our strong suit all season. Well, yeah, like I said, they left that at the hotel. They might have left that in Gainesville because they couldn't stop a fifth grade football team. It was awful. It really was. And I wish I could play some sad music because it'd be going.
The world's smallest violin.
Yeah. Hey, break the strings on that thing. Keep going. But yeah, it sucks. But we'll see. Hopefully they can play Ole Miss close, and then I'm praying in next week they can keep the streak alive with Tennessee not winning in the swamp for 20 some years. I hope that can just continue. But it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Looks like we're going to be a 3-win team this season, which is absolutely crazy considering just at the start of the season there was like, this is a really strong team to compete in the college football playoffs. But it sucks. I will say my 2 cents of DJ Lagway. If you go back and watch the game, one, I think the offensive coordinators are putting him in bad situations. There was his first interception was 3rd and long. They ran hitches to the sticks, and he has to get rid of the ball, threw it into double coverage, deflects off of one defender, goes into another defender's hands. Interception. 2, I also think that people are talking to him about the way that he throws and how it's hurting him. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Why are you trying to change him into something that he's not? Make him play his game how he wants to play it, how he does it. If you say it's going to hurt him in the long run, let's just strengthen the muscles that you're saying are going to get hurt. Because if you strengthen them, he'll be fine. I had this whole conversation with my dad and a couple other people. If something is not what you think it should be, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's a saying for a reason. Don't change the way somebody throws that's been throwing like that for 20 years. He's not going to change it in off season, and it's going to be perfect. Look at Mahomes. Mahomes is known for his arm angle throwing. Nobody's telling him how to throw a football. Last time I checked. And if you look at Tom Brady, whenever he first entered the league, he was throwing over the top, and then near the end of his career, guess what? His arm angles changed. So, like I said, it's a lot of people try to go in and butt in and think that they're right about everything, which I'm sure that they are. I'm sure that they are right about some things. But if you can change, if somebody does it differently and it works, don't mess with it. And I think that's what happened. I think that's why DJ's overthinking everything. DJ's he has so much things going on in his head. He doesn't see the field freely. He doesn't play loose. That's why I think he's fallen off. I want him to stay. I want him to be the guy his freshman year. I want him to be the savior at Florida that I think he can be, and I know that he can be. I just want him to play his own game and get the right direction. In my eyes, if you are a coach and you're trying to change somebody for something that does not need to be changed, in my eyes, that's a knock that you're a bad coach. That's my 2 cents. But thanks for letting me get that off of my chest. Now, let's go ahead and look at last week's results.
Yeah, I'll come off the bat right away. The only games I actually really paid attention to this week was it Indiana and Penn State. Yeah, that was the only game I really actually watched or paid attention to. Which was really the only game I had time to watch. But I was kind of looking at results. But I mean, I know it's not even highlighted. But I mean, Indiana almost freaking lost that game, which is crazy. They had a crazy catch in the last few minutes of the game to go up. It would have been hilarious if Penn State beat Indiana, in my opinion. But didn't happen. Um, yeah, I mean, most of these games are as expected. I think a good chunk of us got a lot of them right. Um, Wisconsin somehow beat Washington. Don't know how that happened. We both picked Bama. They beat LSU pretty. I don't know the score. I think they beat them pretty good, right?
It was somewhat close, but yeah, I mean, I think Bama kind of pulled it away at the end.
I mean, it's really all I got for this our last week. I just didn't get a chance to really watch any games because it was my girlfriend's birthday weekend, and yeah, it was a busy. So take on
You're all
over.
good. You're all good. Life happens, That's all good. I will say that if you did follow my, I guess we didn't go through all of the picks, but I did have some. I did have some picks that were upsets that did hit. Clemson over Florida State, um, Tulane over Memphis, and I thought there was one more. Maybe not. But those two you could have added to your parlay. Could have got it. I did have a feeling about Wake Forest and Virginia, but I thought I'd play it safe and go Virginia. But um, overall, that's a nice little note from Tavius. It's, it's beautiful.
Sure.
Um, Overall, me and Zach tied at 17. I'm going to LOL this because he is last. And he says that he picks better teams, or he's a better picker out of everybody. Wrong. Um, but yeah, I mean that Indiana Penn State game might be the game of the year, might be the play of the year, might be catch of the year. The way that ended was nuts. Texas Tech smacked BYU. Texas Tech, I'm hearing a lot of good results from game day being there. As in, like, the game day crew loved it. Texas A&M handled business. Vanderbilt, Auburn could also be up there with game of the year. Offenses were firing. Auburn looked better, um, but Vandy pulled it out. Wisconsin and Washington, surprising win here. Punter led the team in passing. Wild stat there. Let's see. Notre Dame beat Navy. LSU lost to Bama. See, I'm petty, guys. He says it to me, I say it back. Um, Houston beating UCF. Duke getting upset by UConn. That was crazy. Clemson beating Florida State. Thank you, Clemson. And Rutgers beating Maryland. South Florida handling business against UTSA. South Florida has Navy, I believe, this week, so that'll be a good game to watch. But yeah, that's from the previous week. Let's go ahead and get into the picks for this week.
Real quick, have you seen the CFP rankings for this week yet?
I have. I'm
Yeah,
not a fan.
I'm looking at it right now. I mean, I agree with the top 4 or 5. After that, I don't know.
Do they have the bracket?
I'm not looking at the bracket. I'm just looking at the actual rankings.
I want to see if they have the bracket. That'd be awesome because then I can share that. But let me look that up for you guys so we can kind of digest that.
I found it.
Are you able to share your screen?
Here, I can just send the link in here. In the studio chat, I can pull up the link.
What? Boom. Yeah, that's the updated one. All right. The only thing that I don't agree with is Miami. Miami has a hard path right now to get into the ACC championship, and that is them winning the ACC championship. Um, I don't even think that they're top three to be considered for the ACC championship. I'm not just saying that because I don't like Miami. I'm saying that because it's facts. I think right now, I think it's like Georgia Tech and Duke that are set, or if it was to end right now. There is a path for Miami, but a lot more people have to lose and they have to make their way up. Um, Texas being in there is interesting with the way that their schedule kind of ends out, especially with this week playing Georgia, which we'll get into later. Ole Miss, I think, is a lock regardless, unless they lose the rest of their games, which I don't see that happening. South Florida, I think, deserves to be up there. Everything else, I'm pretty good with, as long as Notre Dame kind of wins out. This weekend's actually going to be a bigger game for them. So, what are your thoughts, Zach?
Um, South Florida is kind of surprising on here. Um, just looking at all these other teams, I think they're the most surprising to me personally. I mean, I agree with you said about Miami. I haven't really paid attention to any ACC standings or games, but what you said, makes sense. The top four teams, I mean, Bama's back in the top four. Yay. Um, but it's cool to see, two Big Ten teams in there. I, I don't know. Indiana, I feel like is getting tested a lot with some close, especially like Penn State. Like, I mean, Penn State's not a bad team, but they just haven't lived up to expectations this year. I guess, especially because they were in the top, they were number 3 at one point this year, right? So, I mean, I obviously we're still 3 or 4 weeks away from the selection, so still got a little bit of time, but it's interesting right now. I as long as Notre Dame doesn't have an easy road, I'm happy. To be fair.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I mean, it is very interesting, but like I said at the beginning of this little segment, this is probably one of the most interesting college football seasons we've had.
It's been an interesting football season overall, to be
Yeah.
fair.
And I'm over here just down in the dumps. But we'll see. We'll see how it all kind of ends up. But yeah, I do agree. I mean, I think Penn State isn't goodish. I think they, since losing to teams that they shouldn't of, I think if James Franklin was there, they would still be a good team. But obviously, that's not how that goes. So it is what it is. But all right, let's get into our college football picks, and we can call it a night. All right, so we got almost jumped there too soon. We got Clemson and Louisville. Zach, who you got?
I am keeping it simple, going with Louisville.
Come.
They're the ranked team in this. I think they've been playing solid from what I've seen on schedule wise. Clemson, I don't know. Like I said, I think just the ranked team here is the easy choice, and it's hard to go wrong with that.
Fair, fair. Let's see. Tavius has Clemson, and he can't explain why. So this one was back and forth with me. I do think Clemson is playing some good football, but with Louisville having a loss recently, I think that they're going to be a little more tuned in. I think Clemson still has a lot of things to figure out, so I am also going to go Louisville, and since it's at Louisville, I will take the home team. Notre Dame, Pitt. Zach, who do you got?
Notre Dame. I don't feel like this was a hard choice for me personally. I just think Notre Dame is the better team. Would it be hilarious to have them lose? Yeah, because if they lose, I think they'd be out of the CFP at that point. But Um,
For sure.
I think I think Notre Dame should win this game.
Yeah, no, this is a has to win for Notre Dame. If Notre Dame loses another game, they are for sure out of the CFP.
I would argue every game's a must win for Notre Dame now too.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
But you said this game.
Well, oh my bad. Then yeah, the rest of the games that they play are must wins. If they lose any of the rest of their games, they are done. But this is against a ranked opponent, so this does look good. It gives them a better chance for the CFP with 2 losses. Also, with Pitt's coach going out and saying that he doesn't care if they lose by 110 to this team, doesn't matter. They can still be in the ACC championship as long as they win the next 2 after this. Um, I don't know. One, I don't know why he said that publicly, but two could just be trying to be like a get Notre Dame off the way, but also how are you gonna hone in your players? So I don't know. Game day is going to be there. I think it's going to be a lot of distractions for Pitt, um, but I think Notre Dame's going to walk in and handle business. So I'm going Notre Dame. OU and Bama. Who you got?
Taking Bama here.
What?
I know it's a shocker. I just from what I've seen and just seen on social media and just results, I think Bama is a good team this year. They should handle this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially
I think
because
this
they're home too, so I mean it helps.
yeah. Is this a 3:30 kickoff?
I have no idea.
I know it's not a late game. That's at the very end, but I think it is a 3:30 kickoff. I agree. I mean, all three of us are going Alabama. Bama's just been strong ever since their loss to Florida State. They've had some close games, but I do see Oklahoma coming out quick and strong in the beginning, but I think Bama kind of settles in and takes them. Uh, Takes them the distance and wins. So I got Bama as well. All right, Virginia Duke. Who are you going
Virginia. I Duke's win last week. Who they beat last week? They beat who they beat last week? They beat UConn.
with? No, they lost to
no,
UConn.
UConn lost. I'm sorry. I was thinking of a different game. That just destroys my whole argument. Just Virginia. They're ranked. I don't think Duke is good. I mean, they're not a football school. I just think Virginia should handle them.
Dang, you just said they're not a football school, but they're second in the conference for the college or for their conference play or championship.
Well, I feel like Miami's played better teams than they have.
You mean Virginia?
Well, in the conference, isn't Duke an ACC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why'd you throw in Miami?
Because isn't Miami an ACC?
Yeah, but they're playing Virginia.
I know. I'm saying like conference-wise, like I feel like Miami has played tougher teams compared to like record-wise. But I mean,
Yeah.
if it doesn't work here, then I just ignore that statement.
I think it does. I just was confused on why you threw Miami whenever they're playing Virginia. I didn't know that you were saying that for their conference championship. But this is so I have Virginia. This this is a toss-up game for me. Virginia won. They came off of a loss to Wake Forest, and Duke is coming off of a loss to UConn. Duke is at home. That's the only thing that's kind of keeping me from fully going Virginia. But since Virginia took a loss, they have less losses than Duke, so I'm going to stick with Virginia, even though in my gut, note this, in my gut, it is telling me that Duke might win this game. So I'm going to stick with Virginia because I feel like they can bounce back better than Duke can. So, but I wouldn't be shocked since Duke is at home if they come out and win. All right, USC, Iowa, Zach, who you got?
Yeah. Looking at this, like, just the schedule for USC, I think this is a must-win game for them, especially because they got Oregon next week. I think USC. I mean, I feel like this is gonna be a good game. Because they're closely ranked, and it's a conference game. But I think USC should win this game.
Yeah, this one's another toss-up game for me because I do think it's supposed to be rainy. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and put into consideration that the travel might not be well for Iowa. Um, and I think this game will either go one or two ways. It'll be very boring, or USC will score a lot of points. And by very boring, I mean they both run the ball, low scoring game, or USC runs the ball and throws the ball and just outscores Iowa by a lot. But I'm going to go with USC. If Iowa travels well, I won't be shocked if this is a close game and they somehow win. Um, after having a close game with Oregon, which was also a great game. Kirk Herbstreit almost called that game exactly. Um, but, alright, last but not least, we have Texas and we have Georgia. Two teams that I am not a fan of. Obviously, I'm not a fan of Georgia more than Texas, but I don't like either of these teams. Zach, are you going horns up or are you going horns down?
I'm going horns up here.
Oh,
I think they rebounded from their rough start earlier this year. Um, is it enough to beat Georgia? Maybe. But especially with Georgia almost losing to Florida. No offense. Um, I
not
think
taken.
anything's open. Anything's possible. I think I think the Longhorns can get it done here and maybe punt Georgia down the rankings a little bit here.
Tavius is also going Texas. Both of you guys are going horns up. You know what? Why not? I'll join you. Psych. Turn them upside down. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs. Night game in Athens. As much as I hate to say that, and I can't believe that I said that so excited. But give me the Bulldogs. I think Georgia's defense. Georgia has been off to a slow start for majority of the year. Texas has been not that great at all this year. But I do think both of these teams. I mean, Georgia had a strong win against Mississippi State again, putting up some good points. Texas, they're starting to feel it. I think Georgia's defense is going to be too much, and I think Georgia's offense can squeak out a win, or can squeak out more points over Texas's defense. I mean, Florida beat them.
Yeah.
So I don't know which Texas is going to roll in. It's an away game at Athens. I'm going to give a night game to Georgia and give them the extra points and the extra win. So I'm going Georgia. Pains me to say, but I'm going Georgia. We'll also we'll take a quick look, or I will take a quick look at the two teams. We got LSU versus Arkansas. Zach is taking LSU. I'm taking LSU. Would you look at here? You guys thought I was down bad? I have quotes from this man. This man is taking Arkansas. And I told him whenever he said that he wasn't going to be on, I said, man, you're not going to defend yourself. This is what he replied, and I quote, I am picking against LSU the rest of the season. I can't do it no more. End quote. That is from your LSU lover, Saints lover, Clippers guy, Tavius. Can't pick him no more. You know what? I don't blame him. I don't. I'ma still believe in LSU. I think they can walk in, or I think they can pull out a win against Arkansas. Arkansas really isn't that good of a team. I think LSU can edge them out, but I'm going to take LSU. Though that game we've talked last year, that game is always usually pretty close for no reason, regardless of how good each team is. But I do think that LSU does pull this out. But I do agree with him about not picking his team the rest of the way. That's me, folks. I
All
don't think
right.
I'm picking Florida the rest of the way. Florida versus Ole Miss. I'm not even going to pull it up. I'm pretty sure I already know. Everybody's picking Ole Miss. I'm picking Ole Miss. So we'll have to see. But those are our picks. Illinois play this week.
Yeah, they play Maryland. We all picked Illinois.
Gotcha. Is it at? It's at Illinois.
It's in Champaign, yeah.
Champaign, Urbana, the pain. I don't even know if that's what they call it. I know it's what Liddy City or something like that. Liddyville. I don't.
Don't
There's
know,
something.
honestly.
There's something like that. Siri just went off. But those are our picks for NFL, college. Talked about all the other sports. Go ahead and let us know your thoughts. Go ahead and let us know if you rock with the graphic. What 6 games you guys want to see next week? Got a good weekend full of football. I believe Thursday night football just tipped off, or kicked off. um, but we'll go ahead and get out. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you guys want us to do. If you guys want us to play like different games, we're kind of brainstorming in the background, so we'll kind of see. But other than that, it's been a great show. Thanks for listening and watching. Aden, out.
Zach, have a good one, guys.
Peace.
See ya.